If you want to buy a rental property in your LLC without having to provide any proof of income or tax returns or pay stubs, these are the exact steps that you need to follow. You're going to want to save this video because it's going to be long, but it's going to be info packed. Step one, if you don't already have an LLC, then you're going to need to get one set up. You're going to do that by either using LegalZoom or Taylor Brands or your attorney. In order to execute this strategy, you are going to need to have good to great credit, or one of the partners in the LLC is going to need to have good to great credit. That means 700 credit score or higher. The next step may be tricky for some folks, so listen very carefully. You're going to apply for what's called a DSCR loan, otherwise known as a debt service coverage ratio loan. That is an investment tool that real estate investors use in order to have the property qualify for the underwriting rather than their personal income and being personally underwritten. The way a DSCR loan works is that it is using future rents of the property to qualify its value today. So if a property can be rented out for $2,000 a month, the lender is looking for its fixed expenses to be no more than $2,000 a month. For the math nerds, that's a 1.0 ratio, debt service coverage ratio, which essentially means that you're not making all that much money, but the rental property is paying for itself. Best terms for a DSCR loan are going to be coming with a 1.2 debt service coverage ratio or higher, which means that the rent is 20% higher gross than its annualized fixed expenses, principal, interest, taxes, and insurance. Remember when I told you you need to have good to great credit? That is what's going to help you increase that debt service coverage ratio, because the interest rate is directly influenced by your personal credit. When you apply for the debt service coverage ratio loan, the lender is going to want to look for how much cash you actually have to show on a bank statement. So if you're a successful business owner, this may not be a problem. If you're bootstrapping it, this may be the stickler for you to try and find another strategy to acquire your rental portfolios. In general, when using a debt service coverage ratio loan, you're putting down 20 to 25% of the purchase price. The lender will also want to see that you have an additional 6 to 9 months worth of those fixed expenses, principal, interest, taxes, and insurance in liquid reserves. So if you were buying a $150,000 Section 8 rental property in the Midwest and you're holding on to $50,000, you're going to be in good shape. If you already went to the comments section to shit on DSCR loans, here's exactly what you're looking for. It is a higher interest rate than conventional mortgages. You will have to put down more than you would if you were using an FHA loan. And there are points, origination points. Let me get into that. Because this is a specialty loan, a commercial loan, there are these things called origination points, which essentially means for every $100,000 worth of a loan amount, there's going to be a $1,000 origination fee on the loan. So if you were to have a $300,000 loan, for instance, at one point, that would be $3,000. In general, the interest rates for a DSCR loan are about 3/4 of a point to a full point higher than its conventional counterparts. If you've made it this far in the video, go ahead and like and save. You're going to want to come back to it. After having listed all of the challenges associated with a DSCR loan, here are the advantages. There is no cap on the number of DSCR loans that you can have outstanding. So if you consistently have that 20 to 25% that you can put down on properties, you can just build and scale your rental portfolio from there. Also, these commercial loans don't report on your personal credit, so you could just go and buy your car or another primary residence without having this debt come into play. And lastly, you can close on these loans in 3 to 4 weeks, a lot shorter time than if you were to go through the bank process. If you're looking for a DSCR loan lender, go to the link in my bio, shoot me a message through my website, and let's chat.